Hello, everyone. Once again, we're really happy to welcome you all to a live broadcast, 6 Degrees of Connection. The 6 Degrees of Connection is part of a global project, Creative Society, and it was initiated by ALLATRA International Public Movement volunteers who have been asking people all around the world what kind of a world they want to live in and the model of a creative society that would meet the needs of every person on earth. I would also like to introduce my co-hosts today, Shalom and Idueche. Kanu, excuse me, forgive me, Kanu from Nigeria. Hello, guys. It's nice to see you both again. Shalom actually was a guest at a previous broadcast, and she was so inspired by the foundations of the Creative Society that she wanted to continue participating. And so now we're happy to welcome her as a co-host. And a little bit later, we will give more information about how anyone can participate in our broadcasts. We welcome everyone. Kanu.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Aina. We are glad to welcome you again to our live conversation. It's interesting to meet people as we continue to test our role of the 6 handshakes. According to this rule or theory, every person on the earth, is connected to one another through the 6-degree connection. So you are welcome. In our conversation today, we are going to take on the topic, creative men of the creative society, men of the creative society. It's a very interesting one. And we have with me amazing 3 guests from my home country, Nigeria. Mgbemena, Obiora Aloysius. He is a public speaker. Hello, Obiora. Obiora, can you hear me? Good, Obiora, welcome.
And Thank you very much, it's a pleasure.
We also have the noble Kingsley Osajie. He's a writer and a teacher. Hello, Kingsley.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much.
It's all right. You're welcome, Kingsley. And then last but not the least, is an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur, Emmanuel, who has joined us today, and we are happy to welcome him. Emmanuel, you are welcome.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure meeting you guys here.
It's all right. It's a pleasure having all of you, and we are glad that you have been able to join us. We are going to carry on with our live conversation today.
But first, before we start, I'd like to tell our viewers how they too can be part of the broadcast. We welcome everyone to join our live conversation. Please feel free to leave your comments in our YouTube chat, share and invite. Also tell your friends, and of course, we can welcome any question at the end of the conversation. At the end of the program, we will try and answer them. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Kingsley, we are going to start with you. Can you describe for us what creative society means for you? I mean, what type of society would you, your family, your loved ones want to live in, where you feel happy, comfortable?
All right. First of all, a society that is creative, whereby we are living happily and united together, is one whereby there is no racism, there is justice and truth, and everybody is treated equally, where truth prevails and where we see each other as one. So that's my ideal vision of a creative society where people are happy. Thank you.
Thank you, Kingsley. And Obiora, welcome once again. What about you? What kind of society you be happy to live in?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. To me, can you hear me? All right, thank you very much for that question.
Yes.
Yeah, to me, a creative society is one that is built on justice, equity, fairness, infrastructure, an environment that is conducive for human potential and knowledge to flourish. It has to be stressed here that such society can only be possible when you have visionary leadership. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Obiora. Emmanuel, what about you? How do you envision creative society?
The kind of society that I wish to live, like my co-colleague says, a society that is human, that can enhance more of human safety, a society that government can provide more about our needs, a society that we can create the things that we have in us, make it to be a reality. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. Very interesting answers. Now, let's find out a little more about our guests and what inspires them. I would like to start with Obiora this time. You're a public speaker who helps people to develop their potential. Can you please tell us a bit more about your activities?
Thank you very much for that question. Yes, my passion for human development is anchored on 4 fundamental premises. Number 1, every mortal was created to accomplish a peculiar feat which no other mortal can accomplish. Number 2, excellence is the cornerstone of personal and corporate success achieved by leveraging on areas of strength. Number 3, I believe systems and core values are the mental maps through which we navigate our world and the inner compass that will guide us to our ultimate destination. And number 4, character is the foundation upon which every human accomplishment rests. But when it is defective, success crumbles. In other words, when knowledge, power, and wealth topple character, success nosedives. So these are the 4 fundamental principles that guide my motivational speaking. Thank you very much.
And another question. Thank you so much. That's very interesting. This should be something that you maybe have given thought to also. What do you think working hours and work conditions should be like in a creative society in order for people to grow, fully show their abilities, best qualities, and reach their potential?
All right, thank you for that question. Now, you have to talk about the leadership model. For such to happen, you should have a leadership model that reflects the 4 dimensions of man, namely the physical dimension, the mental dimension, the emotional dimension, and the spiritual dimension. Now, man needs to survive economically. That is the physical dimension. Man needs to grow intellectually. That is the mental dimension. Man needs love and relationship. That is the emotional dimension. And man needs to fulfill his destiny. That is the spiritual dimension. Furthermore, talents, passion, need, and conscience are the 4 essential elements that need to intersect for human potential to be revealed. The 4 cannot exist in isolation. In other words, they are independently insufficient. They have to work synergistically for them to have maximum efficacy. Put differently, at the nexus of talent, passion, need, and conscience lies your potential. Talent always asks the question, what natural abilities do you possess? What natural gifts do you possess? Passion always asks the question, what naturally stimulates you? What naturally inspires you? What naturally energizes you? Need always asks the question, what problem exists in the world today which you believe you can solve and which the world will recognize you for solving and even be willing to pay you for solving. And conscience always asks the question, is such problem worthy of a commitment? If your answer is an affirmative, there lies a potential. That means that every mortal was created to accomplish a peculiar feat, which no other mortal can accomplish. The accomplishment of this peculiar feat undoubtedly unleashes a sense of worth, a sense of pride, and indeed a sense of unique personal significance. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Obiora. But before I let you go, Obiora, you didn't seem to have answered that question from Ina. So let me put it back to you. She was asking you, what do you think about working condition where we work 4 days in a week and 4 hours in a 4 hours in a day? How do you think about such arrangement? Do you think it's possible? And what is your opinion about it in a creative society?
Well, to me, first of all, in a creative society, I believe that everybody should work in places that have flavor. For example, it could be mentally draining when you're doing a job that you don't have passion for, a job that you don't have flavor. Somebody like me, I used to work in the oil and gas industry. I worked there for a long time, but I didn't have a sense of passion. I didn't have a sense of fulfillment. So I had to leave the industry because I was not fulfilled. So if you put in 4 hours, 5 hours in the job that you don't have passion for, it could be mentally draining. But on the other hand, not everybody will discover their potential so easily, right? But I advise that every organization, it starts from the HR. Every organization should recruit people and place people based on the places that their potential will flourish. By so doing, even if they work longer, number of hours, they will not feel the burden because they're doing something that they have passion for. To me, that will help to enhance a creative society, doing a work that you have passion for. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. That's an amazing answer from Obiora. And now we'll take it to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, you're an entrepreneur, and as an entrepreneur, you tend to see a bigger, broader picture of the global economy. And so I want to ask you, in your position as an entrepreneur, what do you think? How do you think vital resources should be distributed so that everybody will be happy and everybody can have an equitable share from the resources abundant on earth?
Okay, thank you so much for the question. Actually, before I start, the distribution of the resources must start from education. Letting the masses, the people that you are governing, knew that you have a call, there is something in you need to give out. Then if they can be able to understand why you are called on this planet Earth, through the basic needs that the government needs to provide, by providing a very good, sound education, social amenity as well. Because there are some areas that people have the mindset to exploit their inner wealth, inner things they have in them. But there are so many things that are limiting them. Then those social amenities can still serve as a source of allocation of resources, helping the need to bring out what they have in them. Actually, here in our institution, I'm planning out a way that I can create out a revenue whereby every student out there that are unable to reach out to the government can still have access to learn. There are so many potential out there, but what we need to do is education, making our citizens to be more and more and more educated and knowing fully well they can be able to handle a particular problem. Thank you.
It's all right. Before I let you go, Emmanuel, before I let you go, education is one of it. And there is this, talking about vital resources like utilities, like gas, oil, electricity, and all that. How do you see it? I'm now going to, a little narrow us to Nigeria. How do you see this? How do you see it in a creative society where this will be equitably distributed and everybody can have access to them?
Basically, if that in that issue, we need to have a transparency and openness in distribution of those resources. We in this country make use of a monopoly of resources. Where you that have the resources, we are not able to have share on it. But if government can make it equally, that first of all, creating a revenue that can enhance a transparency in distribution of those social amenities like a gas and other things. And again, having a creative industry that lingers to us as a youth, helping us to bring out those ideas, those things we have in us that can help us grow positively. It can still help. Then I said transparency. And another thing that is the development of the personality also counts as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Emmanuel. Now we go to Kingsley. Kingsley, you are a teacher and a writer, and I also have passion for teaching as well, encouraging students. So I just want to ask you, what inspires you as your work as a teacher? And please, can you tell me more about your work as a teacher?
All right, thank you so much. As a teacher and a writer, what inspires me is the passion and the zeal to enlighten the world, to heal humanity, to inspire others too. Because as you are living your dreams, you are inspiring others and liberating them and empowering them too. And also my own personal visions, and also my love for teaching others, because a mind stretched by new knowledge can never go back to its prior form. So by teaching and writing, I'm also helping to awaken the consciousness of others and to create awareness and to spread knowledge and light to the world. So that's it.
Okay, thank you. So how do you see education in a creative society?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. I see education in a creative society whereby the curriculum is designed to suit the citizens. You know, education in a creative society is not one that is just based on the bookish type. Rather, education in a creative society should be all-encompassing. So it should seek to tap the potentials and talents of the students and the learners, and it should contain vocation and talent development. Plus, it should also incorporate using the native language of the citizens to teach in school. So, education in a creative society is one whereby they use of education.
Thank you so much, Kingsley, and all of our dear guests. Really amazing answers. I would like to remind everyone, if again, because sometimes with the technical difficulties that arise when people have their microphones on, many microphones are on. I would like to ask everyone to turn off their microphones whenever they're not. Please. And then next, we would like to talk about the 8 foundations of the Creative Society. They're described on the Allatraunites website. We should be able to see it on our screens shortly. Here they are, okay. So the 8 foundations of the Creative Society are, and I want to list them: human life, human freedom, human safety, transparency and openness of information for all, the creative ideology, development of personality, justice and equality, and self-governing society. We have talked to many people all around the world, and these are the things that they say we should have in a creative society as the basis and the foundation of creative society. So I would like to ask Obiora, could you pick one of the foundations which seems the most interesting to you and comment on it for us, please?
All right, thank you very much. I choose number 6, development of personality, because that resonates very powerfully in me. Now, I believe that at birth, we were all created with our different potentials. But unfortunately, many have not cared to explore, to discover the contents of these awesome gifts. And after their sojourn on earth, they will be buried with these awesome gifts, not fulfilling the purpose for which they were created, thereby denying humanity the privilege of benefiting from these awesome gifts. Now, the search to discover one's potential is a responsibility that cannot be delegated to another person. We should all take charge. Furthermore, in probing into the core of human potential, 4 cardinal questions resonate very powerfully. These questions are, number 1, why are human beings obsessed or irresistibly drawn to some activities? Number 2, why are human beings absorbed or engrossed in some activities to the point that they may begin to lose track of time? Number 3, why do human beings perform some activities effortlessly, even without the requisite training? And number 4, why do human beings derive intrinsic satisfaction in some activities, no matter how challenging these activities may be? Now, these silent questions reveal the location of our strong mental connections. Put differently, the human brain literally lights up when it's functioning in an area of strength. More so, we all perform better as human beings when we leverage our areas of strength. In other words, in a creative society, if people leverage on their areas of strength, they will tend to be more creative, and that will impact positively in the society. So I believe that people should leverage on their areas of strength for them to be more creative. Thank you very much.
For our viewers who haven't had a chance to look at our website and see what the 8 foundations are, I would like to read out loud number 6 that Obiora just spoke about. It's development of personality. Every person in the creative society has the right to comprehensive development and personal fulfillment. Education should be free and equally accessible to all, creating conditions and expanding opportunities for a human to implement his or her creative abilities and talents. Thank you. Thank you, Obiora, for your vision of that.
Okay, thank you, Obiora. So go to Kingsley. Kingsley, which foundation interests you and what's your comment on it? Kingsley, are you there? Kingsley?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Yeah.
Which foundation interests you and what is your comment on it?
The foundations are shown on your screen again for your review. Kingsley, would you be able to comment on one of the foundations?
It's quite rainy here, so I can't really hear what's going on there. It's quite raining.
Oh, okay. So, okay, let me ask. Yeah, if you can see on your screen, they're showing the 8 foundations of creative society. We would like to see if you could pick one and comment on it, please. Maybe Kingsley, we'll come back to you. Let's go on to Emmanuel, and then we'll come back to you. Maybe it'll stop raining by then. How
It's
about
all right, Emmanuel? Emmanuel?
I'm here, I'm with you.
It's all right. You've seen the 8 foundations.
Okay.
Can you pick one of them and tell us the one that resonates in you?
Okay, the one I'm going on is a foundation number 3, human safety. Are you there?
Yeah,
Hello?
can I just read for our viewers? Just give me 1 second. Let me just read what it says in the foundations about it, and then we'll have you comment on it. No one and nothing in society has the right to create threats to the life and freedom of a human. Every human is guaranteed free provision of essential life necessities, including food, housing, medical care, education, and full social security. Scientific, industrial, and technological of the society should be aimed exclusively at improving the quality of human life. Economic stability, no inflation and crises, stable and same prices around the world, a single monetary unit, and a fixed normal taxation or no tax. The security of humans and society from any kind of threats is ensured by a unified global service that deals with emergency situations. Okay, go ahead, Emmanuel, please. Yes, Emmanuel, yeah, go ahead and comment on it, please.
Okay, human safety really entangles me the most because in an environment where we have less crisis, it will help to increase more in creative society. A society where we have no racism, terrorism, kidnapping, no inflation and crisis of any kind. It helps to do it, to create more creative society where the individuals will be in love with the environment. What do I mean by that? That anything that you know that is good for the well-being of the society, you feel free to enhance it. Than in a situation whereby when you bring out a development to a thing to something to make that will yield more good influence to the community, you will have some threat that is binding it down. If we can enable a free and safety humanity in our society, I believe we'll have a more creative industry, education, and other things to make our environment more better. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to see if Kingsley is back with us, if you would like to comment on one of the foundations at this time.
Okay. Yes, let's say I pick the justice and equity, that's 7.
Okay, let me read the information about it. Give me just one.
Yes, so I want to comment on justice and equity. Now, in a creative society, what prevails is equity and justice and truth. Because if you look at today's world, you notice that there are a lot of injustice everywhere. We have racism, religious intolerance, hatred, and disunity. So my vision of a creative society is one whereby everyone, no matter your tribe, your country, your skin color, your religion affiliation, your culture, you are being treated as equal, where you see the other person as one. Because currently, if you look at what is going on now, there's racism, there's religious intolerance, and there is so many ills in society. So if there is justice and equity, those things wouldn't happen. That's my vision of a creative society. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Kingsley. Thank you for that comment on justice and equity. What you want, regardless of our skin color, regardless of our religion, regardless of our personality, that there should be justice in our society. Now, I would like to address all our viewers. If you or your friends would like to be guests at a future live conversation, please send an email to info@allatraunites.com. If you or your friends can also invite your friends, or if you want to do another broadcast, whether alone or in a group like this, you send an email to info@allatraunites.com. To join the creative project of the ALLATRA International Public Movement, please visit our website, allatraunites.com, where you will see the red button. Then click join. You can see it on the screen. Click join on the red button. You can also explore additional information about 8 foundations of the Creative Society, which we have discussed about today, and participate in conversation on ALLATRA Radio, or send your ideas of Creative Society to info@allatraunites.com.
You can also, our viewers, you can share our broadcast on the social media using these 2 hashtags, hashtag Creative Society and hashtag ALLATRA Unite. And you can leave your comments below the video. And why not you take the initiative of joining the 6 Handshakes? Join our 6 Handshakes and broadcast and share your views with us. And you can also pass your comments. Pass your comments on the video, just below the video. And then the more you participate in this program, the faster, the quicker we can make this Creative Society happen. Because you have heard what all our conversationists, Emmanuel, Obiora, Kingsley, you heard what they said about creative societies. Everybody wants to live in a creative society. So you too can participate. And the faster we share this information, the faster we pass on this information, the faster the society can happen. So I urge you to take on the courage and join our conversation, our live conversation. And then finally, I want to thank you all for your participation, and we are looking forward to seeing you again on ALLATRA TV Africa. Thank you.
Yes, I would also like to thank everyone for such an amazing conversation. Thank you all guys for participating. It means a lot. It really makes a difference. Everyone that participates in talking about creative society and sharing their vision of it, it gets us that much closer to making it happen. And thank you also, our dear viewers, for watching. Thank you all for joining us today. Appreciate it.